Yeah, so just to review the African spirituality retreat that I went on, really deep, an extremely deep experience. So nice to be with Africans from a very deep cultural lineage, real priests, priestesses, real chieftains, and people who are very integrated in the culture and carrying it on, which is very important to me personally as someone who travels in Africa and loves to learn about the culture. And I do feel like this medicine, these kinds of practices have a sort of magical way of putting you there at the right time. I was very grateful to go at the time that I eventually did go. For me, it was a really beautiful experience. I really learned a lot. I'm still learning from that experience. And I think one of the most important things to say is that, like, from the minute I spoke to Akua on the phone, it felt like she was the right person to do it with. She feels like a very safe and very grounded energy, and in the ceremonies themselves she brings a really clear essence of like mother spirit and looks after you and makes you feel very held and grounded. And also the way that she practices with the medicine allows for a lot of maybe a little bit more freedom than you might find in some retreats where everything maybe would be set. This is the only retreat I've done saying that, but from what I've heard, you can have retreats where there's much less allowance about how you're able to conduct your journey and what you're able to eat and how you're able to experience the environment. And I appreciate that Akua has a very open approach about this that allows for people to more or less move a bit more fluidly in the space. And I think that lent itself to the more diverse group of people that we had and the different needs that we had in the group. Agbe Noir, where we did our particular ceremony, is a really, really beautiful space right on the side of Lake Volta, incredibly beautiful part of the world. And yeah, I feel like Akua has put in a lot of extra effort around the ceremony as well. Like, she asked me all the right questions before I signed up to make sure I was like, going to be the right kind of person for the group, that I was mentally well enough to go through something like this. And afterwards, there's been plenty of support, plenty of like communication when needed. And yeah, I definitely think that if I was to do it ayahuasca again, I would definitely do it again with Akuya. Yeah. And I'm looking forward to my next visit to Ghana, maybe even relocating there off the back of this trip. So yeah, to anyone thinking about it, I would recommend going with Akua as a guide. And yeah, I hope you had as good of an experience as I did.